Welcome to the chart. On today's lesson, we are going to be learning an advanced day trading strategy for cryptocurrencies. And this strategy, it can be applied by beginners, intermediate, and professionals alike. However, clarity, attention, and focus is needed in applying this strategy, as this strategy is a strategy that employs several concepts dissected into the basics and united to form a very powerful trading edge in the market. We need to know that at all times, to make money in the market, money has to be taken from some to be given to others. The market is a zero-sum game, and money is not just printed out of thin air, but from this $8 trillion market. Depending on your strategy, then you are able to extract whichever sum of capital that you desire in accordance to your trading edge and your technical prowess. So for the sake of this lesson, we are going to be delving deep into the technicals of the chart. Firstly, we need to know that the language of the market is unique, and candlesticks, they give us an insight into the language of the market. We are able to hear what the market says and act strategically. Always keep emotions at bay, always keep sentiments at bay, and always be present with the chart, always and always. Doing that, it gives traders a mental edge, because sometimes not being present could cause confusion, it could cause analysis paralysis. So depending on the strategy you are very comfortable with, because in my opinion, the best strategy is the strategy that a trader is comfortable with, and not just the fact that a strategy looks fancy or an indicator looks fancy. That is not what matters in the market, but what matters the most is how best you can apply a particular strategy. So just because you are learning this day trading strategy doesn't mean that you must use it. There are several strategies that can be used, and the best that you are comfortable with, in my opinion, is what I advise that you implement to make money from the market. So now, for the sake of beginners, we are going to be dissecting candlesticks and what they say in the market, because this strategy, as we interpret the language of the market, that is the only time we act. Once the market is speaking to us that we should stay away from the market, then we stay away. And once the market speaks to us that we should act, then we act. Those are the two commands we must always follow at all times, because at every moment in the market there is always a constant war between sellers and buyers, and that is why the market is an ever-changing environment and price never stays the same. And in this chaotic environment, to be consistently profitable, you must have a consistent approach. And the approach we are going to be learning here is a consistent approach to yield profit. So let us get to the chart to get straight to business. So now, for the sake of those who are new here, we are going to take less than a minute to explain candlesticks. As you can see, price rallying down here with a cluster of white candles. These white candles, they symbolize selling pressure. And as you can see, price rallying up here, creating a cluster of green candles. These green candles, they signify buying pressure. And as you can see, price here that has neither green nor white candle, that has no color, it signifies indecision in the market. So at all times, the market prints out candle signifying selling pressure, or candle signifying buying pressure, or candle signifying indecision and equilibrium in the market. Keep that in mind. Now for today, we need to be familiar with candlestick formations. There are buy formations and sell formations. For instance, here we can see a market break block. So what is the implication of the market break block? We need to know that this is a candlestick formation, and although not a good formation because we have an indecision candle here. So let us look out for another pattern. There are 2 and 3 candlestick formations. This is the first. This is a 3 candlestick formation. Here we have buying pressure. Here we have selling pressure, selling pressure. This indicates that the market is selling. This is a candlestick formation. We need to look out for this candlestick formation. And if it is for a buy, it is just the opposite. If it is for a buy, it is just for the opposite. And here is another candlestick formation. Here we have buying pressure, and we can see selling pressure, and the market pulls down. This indicates selling pressure. This is an engulfing pattern, but a weak one, and we should also keep this in mind. This is another 3 formation candlestick pattern: selling pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure, and this is also a candlestick formation. All these candlestick formations are just going to be our trap. The only candlestick formation that will be our entry is the perfect engulfing pattern. And what is the perfect engulfing pattern? The perfect engulfing pattern consists of only 2 candles. If it is going to be a bearish engulfing, we are going to see buying pressure and selling pressure, and selling pressure totally embodies the buying pressure, as you can see here. And if it is going to be a bullish engulfing pattern, we are going to be seeing selling pressure and buying pressure, and the buying pressure will totally engulf the selling pressure, as you can see here. It is that simple. You do not need to overcomplicate anything whatsoever. So now let us get straight to the chart to look out for our traps, then our entry. You need to know that at the market, at all times, before you take your entry as technical traders, you first need to do what? You first need to set your trap. So now we are going to be learning how to set our traps, where to set our traps, and how to take our entries once our traps has fulfilled all criteria. We need to do what? Know where to set our traps, and once our traps have fulfilled what we want, then we need to know how to enter. So for instance, we have a perfect trap here. Here we can see a bullish pattern that indicates a buy, so we don't enter on this. This will be our trap. We just need to mark it out, and once we mark it out, we expect an engulfing pattern to take it out. And what happens here, you can see an engulfing pattern takes it out and price buys. However, this does not give room for entry, but basically we are just explaining our traps and what we need to happen for our trap to be activated. So the first thing you do is to what? Is to look out for your trap, because that's the first thing we are going to be looking out for. If there is no trap, then there is no trade. And at all times, the market would always play out this setup. You can bet it to always play out this setup. All you need to do is just be patient for the market to give you the perfect setup, so you can take your entries and bank some profit. Without seeing a trap, we do not trade. This is a picture perfect setup. So right here, if you have been follow with your heart, you don't just look at these fancy lines on the chart. Here we can see a trap, you can see this bullish candle, you can see this bearish candle that indicates a sell. So we mark this as our trap, and what do we expect? The market came and took it out with a bearish engulfing. Let me mark the bearish engulfing in a red box. And once the market took it out with the bearish engulfing, to refine this engulfing pattern, just mark out 50%. mark out 50%, and you can see what happens as the market retested, the market dropped. It is that simple. You don't need to overcomplicate anything. Mark your trap, and this engulfing pattern has to be the only candles to take it out. You know, the engulfing pattern, it consists of two candles, first the bullish or the bearish. So either of this candle has to be the one to take out the trap, and you can see the market dropped. It is not complicated at all. You can see this day no trap is taken, so we stay away from the market. You always need the market to give you a trap, and once it gives you a trap, once it gives you the bait, you set your bait or like your trap, and once you trap the traders, then you set your take profit and whatever you want. So you can see part of the advantages of this strategy is that so many times when the market is not in a good condition, you don't see your setup and you are able to avoid the market on bad days. But the days that things align like the stars, then the market would give you very beautiful entry. And this strategy has a very high win rate, I can bet you. You can see a pattern right here as well. If you have been following us with your mind, you can see this is a bullish trap. You can see the market takes it out with an engulfing pattern, and what happens? You see it right here on the trap. This is the trap. You can already see sell signals, and since it is a trap, you are just patiently waiting for an engulfing pattern to take out that liquidity, that trap, that particular resistance, and to build up a stronger resistance. So you can see we have sellers here, but they are weak. This is a trap, and now the stronger sellers are here in the market, and that is when you enter. You find 50% and you enter. You can see how the market dropped massively. So it is that simple. I hope we are conscious and we are here with our mind. That is why in the market you must be present at all times. So all you do is just look out for where to set your trap in the market. And once your trap has caught some money, then you bank as much profit as you want. You can see here's another trap. Although the market doesn't give a retest, because you always want to enter on a retest of the engulfing candle, and you always want the engulfing candle to close. These are the rules you must always follow. And mind you, that trap has to form that particular day. That is why we call this an advanced trading strategy. You must always be patient at all times. And as I've said earlier, the engulfing pattern in itself is not strong. It always needs to be used in conjunction with other indicators. So right here, we are not just using the engulfing candle, we are using it in conjunction with support and resistance. So right here we have a support that is created with this bullish candle. You can see this bullish pattern, which is the trap, and you can see this engulfing candle comes and takes it out. And once it takes it out, what do? You just mark 50%. mark 50% of this engulfing candle. You see this is 50%, and once you mark it, you can see price retested and went up. So it's that simple. It is just so simple and not complicated at all. We are going to go to other cryptocurrency pairs and see if this strategy applies to all. I can bet you it does. This is another beautiful pattern right here. You can see this is a bullish candle, this is a bearish candle, and this is a sell indication. Then we set that out as a trap. Once it is marked out as a trap, we expect an engulfing candle to take it out, and you can see it took it out. And you set your what? You set. See, this is just bread and butter. All you just need is patience. Once you can be patient with this formation, I can bet you the rest is easy. So you can see price retested and dropped. So we need to be very patient, and the first thing we need to see is the trap. And once we can see our trap, we just expect an engulfing pattern to take out the trap, and we follow in the direction, because the market maker, that is how he moves price. And as they always say, if you cannot beat them, you join them. And I can bet you can never beat the market maker. You do not have the volume of his money, you do not have his patience, and you do not have his resources. So the only thing we can do as traders is to ride on the coattail of the market maker, and that is what we are teaching you to do here. Let's go further. We are going to see several instances of this particular setup playing out in the chart. I've marked so many instances I can't even recall. There are so many places in the chart where they have occurred. So right here you can see one. This is a bearish. You can see an engulfing pattern took out this trap, and what happens next? You can see mark 50% and price retested and dropped. So it is that simple. Right here we are on BTC USD, the 1 hour, and you write down all the rules. You wait for the 1 hour chart, you wait for a bearish or a bullish pattern, you mark it out as your trap. You wait for you can see this is a trap, this took out this trap, price retested. You can see this broke, but what happened? You can see price took it out, it didn't hold. So you can see all the patterns you have been checking out, that didn't hold, but I can bet you most will hold, and it is normal. You can see right here we have a trap here, price took it out, although no retest. So you can see right here we have what? You can see we have a bullish candle, a bearish candle that signifies a sell, and what happens? You can see an engulfing pattern that appeared here, and you just need to mark this engulfing pattern, mark 50% as your entry to refine it, and you can see price retested and dropped. It is not complicated at all. You can see price retested this zone and dropped. So once you get to the chart, you mark the bullish trap, the bearish trap, and you just wait for price to give you an engulfing pattern, taking out the trap, then you take your entry. That signals patience, that signals discipline, that signals strategy. So So you just wait for the days that the market is going to play this out, and once those days come, you act without fear. Let's go to other cryptocurrency pairs. That's why we have varieties in the market. Let's go to ETH/USD, the 1 hour. So that's why you need to be patient. This particular strategy, you need to have an eye for it to be able to see it. So right here you can see this is a bearish pattern. It is marked as a trap. You can see an engulfing pattern taking it out. This is the engulfing pattern, then price retest and drops. So it is as simple as that. You have no need to overcomplicate anything, and I can bet you this plays out on days when we have high quality setups, and you just need to put these factors in mind. You can see this is a bullish flag signifying a buy. You mark it as a trap. You can see an engulfing pattern taking out the trap, which you are going to mark out right here. You mark 50% of this pattern. The price retested, and what happened when price retested? You can see price going up. You can see price going up. So what the market is saying there is the market is just simply speaking to us, and we just need to listen to what the market has to say at all times. So for the trap, the market is telling you that sellers are in this zone, and what do you expect? You expect the market to take out these impatient sellers here, grab liquidity, and you can see this is a trap. This is an engulfing pattern playing out here, and market retest and drop. So that is the advantage of the candlesticks. You are going to know what the market is saying at all times and meet up with the demands of the market to be profitable. Here is a trap, a bullish candle, a bearish candle indicating a sell. You can see an engulfing candle here taking it out. This is the engulfing pattern, and you just mark 50%. Immediately we have the retest and price drops. You can see what happens. Price drops in an incredible manner. This is beautiful. So you can see these are cryptocurrency pairs. Let's just go to BTC Cash, Bitcoin Cash USD. Let's go to the 1 hour and look out for traps that we are going to leverage on if we find any. So you just need to be patient. So you can see right here, even though this did not give room for a retest, right here we have the first bullish flag, which is a trap. Market took it out and markets jumped up, although market did not give room for retest. So you want to be patient in the markets. You don't just jump in on any signal that you see, either it is a buy or a sell. You need to set your trap. Set your trap, then once other traders are in your trap, then you do your thing. You can see this is a trap, this is an engulfing pattern, and price retested and dropped. You can see. So familiarize yourself with the chart, familiarize yourself with this pattern, modify the rules according to your taste and how you think fit. Take into consideration the best days to trade, the best hours to trade, and I can guarantee you success is assured in this market. All you need to do is just wait for your trap, set your trap, and wait for an engulfing pattern to play out. in the particular spot where you set the trap, and you trade in the direction that you intend to trade. This is a very high quality setup, and it doesn't just occur every day. So right here you can see, let's see what the market did here. This is just what we have explained to us. This is a trap. Here you can see this bearish indication that the market is selling. The market took them out with this bullish engulfing pattern. You can see what happened. Price dropped. So it's that simple. Price dropped. So you don't have to complicate anything. Price dropped. You can see this zone here. Price dropped. You can see price dropped impressively. So let's take more examples to keep our eye in. Let's just go to another cryptocurrency pair. Let's just check the Trump crypto and US dollar. Let's just go to the 1 hour. This is a new market. This is a new cryptocurrency, and let us see if the market has given us any trap and taken it out. You see, this is a trap here. You can see this bullish engulfing. This is the trap of the day. This took it out, and you can see price dropped. So it's not as complicated as you think. All you need to do is to be a serious student of the market. You can see this is a trap here as well. That was taken out. You can see the market took out this trap. It played out a bearish engulfing. You can see mark out 50%, enter the retest, and it's that easy. Price retested and dropped. So it's that simple. You can see this is a new pair on this broker. You see, they introduced this particular cryptocurrency April of when? Which April is that? Just this April. And you can see the number of traps that has already played out within this span of time. So as you can see, it is obvious that this strategy works. You just need to be serious. You just need to take your studies serious. You need to take your patience serious, and with this strategy you are going to take your game to the next level in cryptocurrency trading. Plan your trade your plan, and most importantly, manage your risk and emotions. Wish you a peaceful trading journey ahead. If you find this useful, like, subscribe, share, and as always, follow for more. So here is another example. You can see this trap. We have a bullish flag here, bullish pattern indicating a buy. We have an engulfing pattern here, and you can see just mark out 50%, price retested, and price jumped up. It's that simple. Nothing too complicated, nothing fancy at all. Just following the basic laws of the market.